What do GMOs that have been genetically modified to have desired traits have to do with anything? Well, I'm going to cover that in today's video, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Hey, this is Lance McGowan, the Tropical Smoothie Guy, and today we're going to talk about desired traits, which is another type of genetic modified food. So I'm going to cover that in the next section.
Hey, this is Lance McGowan, the Tropical Smoothie Guy, and today we're going to talk about another type of GMO which produces some desired traits. Alright, so what does that mean? Well, we all have latent genes for cancer or other diseases that may never wake up. And the problem with injecting desired traits into plants is that there are promoters that have the potential to wake up these unwanted genes. All right, so plants that have been genetically modified in this third way don't have pesticides injected into them, but are injected with a desired trait instead. And so turning on genes in our food that were never meant to be turned on could have the same effect to our genes and in our own bodies. And so it can have a lot of unintended consequences that are really hard to track and measure because it's happening on such a small level. You see here within a cell, there's the nucleus. Within the nucleus, it's made up of some chromosomes. And then when you get down to the most granular aspect of that chromosome, you have the genes and your actual DNA. And so they're being tampered with on a very, very small, minute level. But this coding is super important because that is basically the documentation that helps your body know what to do from a cellular standpoint. And so it's so important that we help our body and help our DNA to repair itself and to basically proliferate healthy cells and genes and not damage them or tamper with them or even mutate them, because that's really where cancer starts to grow. It's when it grows out of control. All right, so the next steps are to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the next video to learn more about GMOs and how this affects maltodextrin, since most maltodextrin is derived from corn.
Our genes are very complex. They're the code that make up our cells, and our cells are what help run our body. And so when we tamper with that by injecting our foods with specific types of genes that weren't meant to be there, it can turn on stuff that was never meant to be turned on in our own bodies. And so it's important to have foods that are natural, meaning they haven't been tampered with from a completely like gene splicing standpoint. I mean, it's like these are like frankenfoods, right? So we want to have natural foods that, yes, there may be some selective breeding, which is different when we're looking at, breeding things for color or for shape or for flavor. But when we're messing with our foods to be herbicide resistant or pesticide producing or things like that, that's a whole different story, different ballgame, or even disease resistant. I mean, there's lots of things that go on from a genetically modified standpoint that just were never meant to be there. And that really messes up ecosystems and affects the whole soil life and everything like that. And so it's not good. No bueno. Well, that concludes today's video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can watch more of my videos, or check out some of the links in the description box below so you can get your learn on in a different way.